big shout out to the PNP Worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Because without them, this wouldn't be happening. It's like, for y'all who don't know, this is the next level of beat shopping. So I suggest you get on your grind and you get on your business, because what they're doing here is they're eliminating a lot of middlemen. If you can understand what I'm saying, middlemen, think about that. For anything to be quality, it has to be no less than great. And it's like, if it's not hot, it doesn't work. Like even for songs, I can name songs for dudes. Sometimes, it works. Sometimes it don't. So then I have to go in and I have to do things like this, where it's like,
yeah. Tell me, nigga. Bring me tell me, girl. Y'all get ready to put y'all up on something, man. Yo, when you see something ill, you know what I mean? That shit is for all the niggas that be fucking mad bitches and other niggas' cribs. Nigga shit is sweet. Nigga creep up on your ass. Live niggas.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. Simon's flesh, you know the routine, the crimes that ticked off. It started out of robbery. I done came up. My hair was naughty then, no snotty then, sweats, no pockets then, sweating, no problems then.
So being a producer is like, mainly, it's not about how many records you put out, but to me, it's the quality of the records you put out. So if you put out 10 records in a year and all 10 records are hot, you good. But if you put out 40 records in a year and at the end of the year people only remember 2, that's bad for the game. So to me, and my place in music, I believe in trying to give people quality. Every record is really having a vision. And when you have the vision, you may have a vision of how the artist should perform, what they should say, how they should say it. And then meanwhile, you might be blessed with some artists who can make producers like Jay-Z. Jay-Z breeds producers. If you do a beat for Jay-Z, you have instant success, without even, having to do anything else. And it's like you see some who had their success and it leaves, and you see others who have their success and now they're standing on their own platform. Like for instance, you could say Kanye, you could say Just Blaze, earlier in Pharrell's career, they Neptunes, they did them. So when you look at it, those are guys, when you look at it, they might have had, that chance, but even numbers producers, they have that vision. That's what making records is about, having a vision. If you got 10 people on your album is not an album, it's a compilation. You look at Nas had one person on his album when he did Illmatic. Jay-Z really had anybody. I think even with Snoop's first album, it was just him and his crew. You have to go back to the essence when you want to be an artist, gain your respect, and it's like if you do make a record with other artists, which would be features, make it mean something. Because before it used to be a down-the-line record with, people spitting a hot 16. That was cool, and that evolved from the symphony. From the symphony, you went to records like Flavor in Your Ear. From Flavor in Your Ear to Live at the even before Flavor in Your Ear. Live at the Barbecue and then Flavor in Your Ear. After Flavor in Your Ear remix, then you had records like John Blaze, Banned from TV, which is one of my favorites, And after that, I think dudes just took the feature thing and just went out of hand just because they say, okay, if I put Jadakiss on my record, I'm going to be good. Or if I put Lil Wayne on my record, no, it's Lil Wayne is getting his props, Jada's getting his props. Whoever that you put on there, they're going to maintain who they are, but as an artist, it's not going to help you. Because when you have that person who's bigger than you, they're overshadowing you. Be an artist. These guys, they're good. Like, Lil Wayne is grinding himself out, from the beginning, you know, Jada's grinding himself out. Why don't you earn your stripes? So it's like then you can really, you can be really respected for being on the track with them. You know, earn your keep. When it comes to doing beats, it's like even for the younger dudes, I don't think it has nothing to do if you're using Fruity Loops or if you're using the MPC, whatever. I think it's really just your ear. You know, because being a producer, like you know, like I believe, it's really having a vision. Try to develop to your own sound. There's nothing wrong with emulating people because everybody does. When I first did beats, I was emulating people too. But then afterwards, you want to be able to say, "Hey, I put something in the game. I left a mark. I left a stamp." You know, it's almost like an archaeological find. You know what I'm saying? If we was going through the caves, you know, what would you see on the wall? You know, you want to have something that's going to be there. And it might not be your top 40 record, but it might be the record that changed something in time. A&R is only as good as the artist that he's developing. So when you see these guys, it's like you're saying that he's a whack A&R, it's like he's not doing this, he's not doing that. Well, if you get an A&R and it's like you got an okay artist and you're getting below average beats, you know, it hurts his job. And it's like I'm pretty sure no A&R wants to do it. Like I've had the luxury of working with a lot of A&Rs, you know, from Lenny to Riggs, you know, to Conrad, to Bobby, to Harv, you know, to Angelo from Aftermath, you know, even back with Search when Search was, you know, a lot of guys. It's like having ability and having the blessing to work with a lot of these people is because their knowledge and their love for the game is different from everybody else. You know, so a lot of dudes get in, they think if they could call a lucky record that they could be an A&R. But you got to see what some of these other guys went through. They didn't just pop up on the scene and they're A&R. They were interns, they did other miscellaneous things. They were really grinding to earn that spot. Shout out to all the A&Rs, you know, especially my man Lenny, my man Conrad, Riggs, you know, shout out to my man Lord Finesse, Fat Joe, Diamond D, A.G, OC, whole Diggin' and the Craze crew. You know what I'm saying? Peace, one love. Oh, once again, I can't forget my nigga Reef Hustle. Shout out to my man Ott, my man Blackout, and shout out to the whole Bronx and the whole New York City and everybody doing their thing in the game of rap.